Hello everyone, welcome back to Tuan channel. Today I have another guest, a special guest. He is one of her friend here in Orlando, and he decided to run for a U.S. Florida House Representative District 43, and his name is JJ, and he will introduce himself in a second here. Well, JJ, ¿hablas español?
Sí, hablo español. I was born in Trujillo Alto, Puerto Rico, and I was raised in Ponce, Puerto Rico. And in 1997, I came here. 1994, sorry, I came here with my wife, with a suitcase, a Nintendo game console, and of course a small television. I am the proud owner of a business called the Bilingual Broadcasting Network, and I have lived in Orlando since 1994, and I've been living in District 43 for about 6 years now.
So, Jay, where is District 43 is start from and end at, and what city it belong to, so people can get an idea?
Well, that's part of Orange County, and it comprises a couple of cities, like the northern part of Lake Nona. In front of the airport, there's the roads of Goldenrod, Cimarron, and Conway Road all the way up into Aloma Avenue in Winter Park. So it is a heavy Latino district. As a matter of fact, 55% of the district, the new district, is Latino. 87% of that, 55% of Latinos, is from Puerto Rican descent or from the island of Puerto Rico. So I think I have the best qualifications to be able to represent the district truthfully.
So, are you some kind of a member of like Republican organizations or something?
Yes, I am an elected official. I am the assistant secretary for the Orange County Republican Executive Committee, and I've been a proud member for the past 5 6 years. I've been a member, elected member of the board for 5 to 6 years. I've been a member of OCREC for more than 15 years, so give or take. So there were some stints there that I did not participate because of my business and for other issues, and now I'm back. And I think that the leadership of OCREC is very important for us to start turning Orange County from Democrat to Republican.
I mean that's interesting. Very interesting because I want to turn Orlando, Orange County into red too because it's been blue for so long,
Yeah.
and the crime is increased so high. So we are top 10 in the country too. Now, can you give me a reason why you want to run for House Representative?
Well, yes, I see that right now. People in my district, in District 43, in all of Florida, and all of the United States, is feeling the impact of this inflation that is coming up. High gas prices. Remember, 4 or 5 years ago, we were paying what, 2.50 a gallon of gas. Now it's almost $5 a gallon of gas, $6 almost premium. And the thing of it is that people are finding problems and shortages of food, of its basic necessities. Sometimes even considering not eating to be able to pay their electric bill or their gas bill or their water bill, their utilities, and other things like that. So I spoke I went to church, I prayed upon it, and I spoke with my family, and we all came to the decision that it's time for me to throw my hat into the political arena for the first time here in Florida. Yes. And that is why I want to run, because I think I have really good ideas to be able to make Florida great again.
That's awesome. JJ, you say you came into US in 1994 with just a briefcase, and you've been in Orlando the whole time, or have you traveled to anywhere?
Yes, I have spent some years in Chicago, Illinois, where I kind of filed my political teeth in that Democratic city, and I'm proud to say that I flipped six different precincts that were heavy Democrat into Republican side for the 2004 Bush presidential campaign. Also, when Ambassador Alan Keyes was going against then Senator Barack Obama, we flipped 14 counties towards Ambassador Allen Keyes. So we did not give a clean sweep of the state of Illinois to Senator Barack Obama on that time. So that is something that I'm proud of. I've also helped in San Antonio, Texas, move economic and ties with San Antonio and Ponce, Puerto Rico, which is my hometown at the time. And I have a lot of experience in creating networking venues and economic impact zones. And that's what I want to try and bring to District 43, so I could bring more jobs, I could bring more security, and I could bring higher paying jobs to the area and all of Florida too.
Well, that's awesome. You know, you export to the area that's heavily Democrat, and you turn it out to be good. And so it's amazing for everything you have done, and then you know the Hispanic community so well, and especially the area. There's two major area in Central Florida has a high Hispanic. Latino is Kissimmee and 436 Curry 4 in that area,
Yeah.
but it's happened you live in one of the area, and it's, you know, anytime I'm going to that area, I'm saying, okay, let me see what kind of Mexican or Cuban restaurant right here in the area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I have a chance to take a walk and door knock, and the people there is so nice and welcome. And I see that you done a lot of door knocking as well and stuff like that. I see people is welcome, and they talk, and you're very active to the area. So now what what the first thing that you have to do when you select into the office?
Well, one of the first things is that I'm going to be a working state representative. I am not going to do like the Democratic opponents have, prepare or pad their resumes for other jobs higher up, because they're not thinking about their constituents. First thing I want to do is, Tuan, I want to try and eliminate regulations and laws that have been in the books since when Florida was a colonial territory.
Yeah.
You know, I want to try and adopt. So many people complain about Donald Trump, and even though he does not endorse candidates in state races, I know he knows of my candidacy, and I know that he's in favor of my candidacy. And this is why I want to try, for every new regulation I want to try to implement, or any new law that I want to try to implement, I want to eliminate two pieces of regulations or two pieces of law that are outdated and serve no purpose. One, I want to try and make that Florida, anybody that wants to start a business can start a business in under 60 seconds, have all the paperwork necessary. I know it's going to be a headache, because there's some counties that are not Republican, but I think that my negotiating abilities to be able to go across the aisles and create consensus is very important. Many of those that are my opponents, you know, they just want to go to Tallahassee and create a hassle, or, you know, try to buy their way into the primaries. And I don't think that's the way. I want to be active in the community. I will have events almost every 2 weeks if elected, and given the honor to represent the District 43, I will be very, very active within the districts, doing events, doing meet and greets. One of the good things about COVID is that we now could do virtual town halls and amass a nice group of people to be able to come and meet and tell me their problems or their situations or their concerns.
See, you are right. You are right on all the point that you point out, and I'm with it. My platform is similar to what you say too. You know, we have to redo the regulation, because regulation is killing American and small Americans, companies, American small business, including a major big company too, because if they have to follow all that guideline requirement regulation, they can't. And yes, 60 seconds to start business is possible happen nowadays, because a lot of CD that they go through a crazy paperwork that doesn't need to have. And then a lot of people, when they don't understand, when someone start a new business fresh, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, it's get confused, because they have to apply this, apply that. So why don't we have to have a central government that put the information in and share it out to everybody? You know, look at this way. If I don't know how about stay house when you apply for Congress and stuff like that, but in FAC at least you can just put your name in FAC and then it's push information out here and there a little bit for you. The website just drop it up from there. The Florida Florida business system can do the same thing too, and even better because they can go to a central location, put information in, the information will push it out to everywhere that they have to. Make it simple. Every city will implement that technology into the city. So it's reduce the time, reduce the hassle, reduce all the stuff. And I'm really agree to everything you have say. Yes, regulation is pain on the butt. We have to reduce the regulation, and Donald Trump is what writes on this. We have to reduce the regulation. I am Trump supporter. I'm yeah, I'm a MAGA too, and American first. That's why I'm running for Congress. I have no interest in to run for Congress, and I believe you too, because if you do, you run for a while back already. You know, this is the time for us to stand up for our country, for our nation, for our state, for our local city. If whoever stand up, and we have to win Orange County. We have to win Central Florida because it's been too long under Democrat, and they don't have anything benefit for our country or for the future.
Yep, we have to take them out.
Take them out.
The best way that an American citizen can voice their distrust or their dislike to any candidate is in the voting booth. Many people in the left want to try and dissuade people to not to go to vote, but Tuan, I've been living in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is the perfect case study. We could use New York, we could use California, but since I was born and raised in Puerto Rico has been under democratic rule because, see, Puerto Rico is living in an ideological lie because we have the ideology of independence, the ideology of status quo, and the ideology of becoming a state. But the people corralling these ideologies all belong to the Democratic Party. There's only been 3 Republican governors in the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. So you see, right now there's corruption, there's rampant drug. They defunded the police. The police doesn't know what to do with the crime wave. Does it sound similar what's happening in Puerto Rico, what's happening in Orange County right now?
It's exactly the same happen. It's like, let me tell you this. The Democrat, I cannot speak for something way back to 50, 40 years ago when I wasn't born yet, but I can speak in the last 20 years. The Democrat is moving toward to socialism, and socialism is a communism. So there's Billboard just use different face for the communism is socialism, but they are in the same package. You know, you open one door, you open the socialism door, the billboard in the communism is ready and wait for your handshake. So now, we are living under a country with one nation under God.
Yeah.
That's it. We are pro billboard choice, and we are freedom, and give the freedom and opportunity.
Exactly.
Thing is been taken away.
Oh yeah.
Thing it's mandate. It shouldn't be that way.
Freedoms have been whittled away.
Yeah, whittled away, exactly. So that's why I don't want to see that happen, because I am, as well as you are come from an environment with a lot of Democrat and corruption and buddy system. I am come from a communism. It's not that big of a difference, but they are, very line up. So we see the values. We see the value of freedom and opportunity. That's why we try to run. We do something for our country here. You're not born here in the U.S. I mean, you still have a U.S. passport. You're not born here. Yeah. And I'm not born in this country. But we are together, had the same idea.
But our love for this country, Tuan, it cannot be questioned. And you're right. Puerto Rico is right next to Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. And what's next to that? Cuba. So we do see the fear of socialism and communism coming possibly to Puerto Rico or even to the United States. And I want to make something perfectly clear, Tuan. I am 100% anti-socialist and anti-communist. I don't feel that we can trust people that are Democrats that feel that socialism and communism is something good for the United States. I'm sorry. I have to look at these individuals with a grain of salt, and you know that our opponents, both in the Democrat side, in your congressional district and in the state house district that I'm running for, there are Democrats that want abortion up to the date of birth, Tuan. They want to push CRT in our schools. They want to change history, Tuan. They want to give you money and entitlements to buy your votes, Tuan. Isn't that the entry level socialism or communism? Because it is.
Yeah, you see that they bite on their tongue. They say, "Hey, human rights." They talk about human rights. They talk about it. So, what the point of portion the baby 30 days before get birth? Is that you don't give that human another chance to live?
No.
You know?
And Tuan, one of the talking points that the left use is, oh, it's my body, it's my choice. Okay, yeah. And how about the body that you have in your body?
Yeah.
Doesn't that have a voice? Doesn't that have
See?
something? So yes. Now, Tuan, we have to be very careful with the thematic of abortions, because many people says, oh, well, you're in favor to have the police there and force the woman to have an abortion. No. See, there's a balance here. There's a balance of being pro-life and a balance of rights to privacy that a woman has. Look, I will always want pro-life, but that is a decision that the woman and her family and her church and her nucleus has to come to a decision. We do not know if it's rape. We do not know if it's incest, if the mom is going to die, if the child is going to die, if both of them are going to die. You see, so we have to leave those decisions to the nucleus of the family. Now, do I pray that she chooses life? I do. But we cannot, and I will never put laws in the book that will obligate a person to do something that they do not want to do. In other words, in abortion, I'm a pro-life, but that's a choice of the woman. Now, in mask mandates and vaccination mandates, of course I'm against that. Because again, the human being has the choice in a free society to choose what goes into their body and how they want their medical treatment to go. It's not up to the government to decide these things. So we have to fight a lot of these leftist talking points, because there's a balance between pro-life and there's a balance of privacy. And that's another, Tuan, there's so many things. Look, if a person buys a home, why do we have to restrict how they make money in their property? We have to respect privacy of property. So if they put solar panels and they want to get a fair pay from the energy departments for the excess of their energy, they should get it. We should not try to help big corporations get billions of dollars more, destroying an industry. The same thing with big pharmas. Tuan, people that suffer from diabetes like myself, you know how much insulin costs, the needles cost? Why can't we get a fair pricing? You know, Tuan, we go to a shopping center and we know if we want a pair of pants, this is the cost and this is what you get. But in insurance, no, you have to give your insurance and then you have to wait. They give you a quote, and sometimes that quote is $100 or $200 higher than or lower than what they really are. You know, see, MRIs and stuff like that.
See, that's one thing. That's one thing. That's another thing that I'm very concerned to, because nowadays American is not on the innovation list. Reason is not on the innovation list because the opportunity is taken away. Like what you say, it very relate to, because Bill Gates has started his Microsoft from the garage, and he become a billionaire. Elon Musk start from a studio, and they become a billionaire. So now, if America put too much regulation, too much policy on the city level and on the state level, as well as on a national level, we ruin our country of innovation, because innovation is very important for our country, because that's how we grow and that's how we become power. That's how people respect us. That is, American stand for innovation and business. We have three most important that the world know about, and it's been recently taken away. Innovation technology, businesses, medical industry, and then after that, the law and all that stuff as well too. But other country has been taken away. They send the people here for abroad study international as international student. They steal everything from us and turn around say blame American have a bad education system. Well, why you come here in the first place?
Yeah.
You come here in the first place and now you say you learn you steal everything and turn out say American it doesn't have good system, American this, American that. Bullshit.
Isn't that the definition of hypocrisy? United States is really bad, but you got a bachelor's degree, you got a doctor's degree from Harvard or what?
Yeah. See, that's why if American now Democrat had changes. Part of it because lobbyists China and other country somehow Democrat had changes and ruin our education system as well. Now, everyone, if you love JJ of what he do and what he want to do for our country, our state, please go to his website. JJ, what's your website?
My website is www.jayfor43.com. So jj443.com.
So go into JJ website, do some donation. If you had money, you can donate $1,000. You don't have money, you can donate $100. But if you say, well, I like him, I can get him a lunch or a coffee or a cup of coffee, then donate.
That is true.
The amount that value similar to a lunch meal or a cup of coffee.
Yep.
It will take it. Every dollar, every penny count. Now, JJ, since that I mentioned about education system, what is your belief or what you want to do for the education system, or what you're talking to it, and how everything has happened, and include the problem that we have here in Florida that men and women bedroom is, I don't know which one is which anymore.
I just went into a business and it says gender-free bathroom. So it was
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I found the first business here in Florida that has a gender-free bathroom, and it's like, wow, okay. So funny because when I finished my business, as I was walking out the door, a woman was going into the bathroom. So it's like, well, I've seen everything with my own eyes. Well, Tuan, education is very important because right now there's a battle for the soul of the educational system when school boards label parents as terrorists. Now, parents are the friend of the school and the teacher-student relationship, which is very important. Now, I will, as soon as I get into Tallahassee, I will try and get legislation passed where we could give a decent raise to our teachers so they could have, not worry about paying their bills. We need them to be focused on how they're going to inspire our future generations of leaders here in this great state of Florida. Second of all, Tuan, do you know that arts, entertainment was removed from schools? I think that through public and private alliances, we could bring arts, we could bring theater, we could bring music, as well as other vocations that could help prepare our students for an ever-changing future. Now, another thing, Tuan, in my time, everything is digitized now, but we used to have checkbooks, and we used to learn in school how to balance the checkbooks. Basic financing should be taught in schools to educate to educate our future students from high school level all the way to first year of college. We need financial education so people, our students, our future, can understand what's a Roth IRA, what are differences in investment vehicles like cryptocurrency, mutual funds, and so forth, Tuan. So that is what I want to do for the educational system. And again, Tuan, I will talk something that I want to try and do with you as a congressional candidate is something called Florida First. Trump made something famous saying America First. Well, I think we have to have Florida first. Why? Because we need to concentrate in our self-sufficiency, and I'll be glad to talk to you. But those are my sentiments and my ideas for education here in Florida.
So that's awesome. That is perfect because that is one of the things that I concern. And when Ron DeSantis want to pass a bill that will every student have to have a financial course before they get out from high school. That is perfect. They need to know how to manage their money. They have to motivate it, how to make money, because if they know how to manage money, they will innovate it themselves and go out and start business and do the business and go work. Because if you don't push that, they don't know how to manage their money. They just spend the money. And I have different business. I see people from had different way of save the money based on their level. Then I feel sad for that, because a lot of people, I have restaurant, I have construction work, I have real estate and engineering. So, and what I have to say is a lot of people on a restaurant, they don't know how to save money. I'm sorry, but they don't know how to save money. They just spend because they don't care and they don't understand what you save the money for. Exactly. You know, and the most of the construction people that I work with is Latino, and they are come here from another country, so they need to save the money for their family to buy meal, to buy food and everything,
and even to send to their families in different countries, because that's what the American dream is, to be able to come here and help their families in other countries.
Yeah. So and what I say is like another hand is professional engineering level. They try to save every penny. Why? Because it's not because they have a high education, because they see the values of working hard, how to manage the money. So now, if we put financial at a high school requirement, everybody, when they get out from high school, it doesn't matter where they end up, in a restaurant, in construction, in real estate, in whatever, professional, engineer, doctor, whatever, they already have the basics of manage the money. So you are pretty good on that one, pretty good. And then it's very important. And I see why everything that you point out today is extremely benefit for the area that you run for, because they need that. And especially the Latino people there.
Oh, yeah.
Their kid is growing up. They want to have a good education system. I came from a very bad school in Pine Hill, and I understand the challenge. I understand the problem. I understand the education system even is under Orange County, but it's different. The effort for education is not there. In order for me to be who I am, where I am right now, I have to work hard. I have to get out. I have to now. That's why I bring it back to the community. I'm returning to the community what I have learned, what I have do. You come from Puerto Rico. You grow up with Democrat environment. Now, what make you, or have you been always Republican, or you have changed from Democrat to Republican, or why you want to be in a Republican?
Well, that's an excellent question, Tuan, and I am called I'm what's called a legacy. My father was the founding member of the Republican Party in Puerto Rico for Ponce, Puerto Rico, with Don Luis Ferrer, the founding father of the new Republican Party in Puerto Rico. The Republican Party in Puerto Rico has a rich heritage, but unfortunately, for some reason, after the 80s, it declined. And that's what happened in the rise of the Democratic Party within the statehood party. And that's what caught it all up. So to answer your question, I have always been a Republican since I was in diapers, because I remember my father would used to take me to Fortaleza, which was the Puerto Rican version of the White House, where the governor's mansion was, and I would remember photographs of me being on the lap of Don Luis Ferrer. Don Luis Ferre is also a philanthropic man who founded the Museum of Ponce. So that's where I found my love of arts, music, theater, and many other things. And that's why I got involved with radio and television in my early times. What I want to tell you with this is that I saw very early on the true core meaning of what's the Republican Party through a Latino eyes. And then in 1994, when I came with my wife, I came here and I saw the basic differences again of what the Democratic Party does in the United States and what the Republican Party does. And I fell in love with it, and I said, I'm going with it. And I've always been a Republican pro-statehooder, which is a rare thing in Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. So you have done amazing work, and you look like you're ready for the District 43.
Yes, Tuan,
You're
yes.
ready for it, because whatever your research you have done, everything you do, your effort, your energy, all that stuff, people can see that. If you're watching this video anywhere in the country, and if you interested in to JJ story, or what JJ tried to do for our country here, then you can donate for JJ from anywhere in our country. You don't have to live in the area to donate for him. Now, it's very important for every candidate to run for the campaigns, because it requires a lot of money. Of course, we don't want to use the money for the campaign, but we have no choice, because we have a component. We have to compete with Democrat as well. So if we don't have money, we can't win the race.
We can't get our story. We can't get our story or a message out without the right funding. You're right, Tuan.
And another thing is, because we are Republican, we don't have media to back us. We have
you in your show, in your channel. That's the combination, Tuan. As if you've seen, a lot of conservative talk show hosts, they've gone to streaming, because you're right. The leftist media is not going to help us.
No. I mean, if you look around, even our right side media, they only halfway.
Yeah.
They only halfway.
Yeah.
So they're not fully with us. That's one of the reasons why I create my channel, because I want to give every candidate an opportunity to be on my channel, use my channel to share to everybody your story, why you want to deliver a message. Because I mean, I'm welcome anybody who are standing up to run for this country. And the next, I mean, if you think this video has helped you, you can give me a call. Tuan, I want to come back for another shoot. I'm ready. I'm welcome. I don't have to be on the show. You can bring another guest with you. I don't care. You can use my studio. The point is, we need to send the message with somebody like JJ to the people, because we need to win back or sit and turn Orange County into red, or Central Florida to red, because it's been blue too long. We don't have a tool. We don't have a media that give us an opportunity to expose in the public. Everybody right now is favor. All the media right now is favor in a Democrat.
Yeah.
Now, what you have bring to the table, I think people see that. People see your energy. If you're watching a video, please go to JJ website, click on donation link. Can you mention the website again?
It is www.jay, initial J, FOR 43, the number 43.com. So JJ for 43.com. Please donate.
Yeah. So it's very important. Now, before we get off here today, anything that you want to share to the audience, to your voter, to everybody, of what you want to share, and that's something that you think I'm going to ask, but I didn't ask. But again, every question that I ask the guests today, or anyone that been invited to my channel, they don't know the question. They have no idea, but I'm going to ask them. Whatever they tell you is from their heart.
Amen. And I'm very glad, Tuan, and thank you for having me on your channel. And I think that what you're doing is something very positive. Yes, I want to touch very briefly on another topics, and some of the topics that I want to address is called the Florida First Initiative. I think that Florida, by the year 2050, should be self-sufficient in food, energy, and other resources that could help us and other regions of the Caribbean to thrive. Let me explain. There is something that I want to try and do that we haven't done, and have Florida as the head of this. And this is an Antilles Federation. In other words, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and when there's a free Cuba and the other islands in the Caribbean, we should form an economic impact zone where we could create jobs in those zones, create jobs in Florida, and have a back and forth of small business cooperations between these nations. Let me continue. About public safety. We see that we have a high crime rate going on in Orange County, especially in District 43. Homicides, shootings, robberies, homelessness. I want to address that in the Florida First Initiative. And how are we going to address that? We're going to address that by treating the homeless situation as an epidemic. It is very, very bad. If you go downtown Orlando, you will see what I'm talking about, with the homeless all over the place, sleeping in infrahuman situations and places. Now, one of the other things I want to touch is biodiesel. You know that we have problems with what's called the red tide, or seaweeds that's through our coast. Well, why don't we collect that and make District 43 the forefront? Like Tuan said, we have to start creating innovations. Well, why don't we be the leaders of the innovating and creating biodiesel fuel from seaweed and from red tide? Red tide is not edible. There are some seaweeds that are edible. Why don't we create food products so we could feed the homeless and take care of our less fortunate individuals? Another thing that I want to say, and Tuan could relate to this, being from another country, is that Puerto Rico has voted overwhelmingly to become part of the United States. So as a state representative, I will be an advocate, a champion for statehood for Puerto Rico. So let me reiterate. I'm going to be a champion for statehood for Puerto Rico. I'm going to be a champion for the creation of new jobs within the district. I'm going to be a champion on funding, not defunding, funding our men and women in uniform that help us, law enforcement, medical technicians, everything. How to do that. Our students, I will not abandon them. I will be a champion for our parents' rights, student rights, teachers' rights, all those. And also, I want to make perfectly clear that I am unequivocally a pro-life candidate. Tuan, I want to thank you very much for having me in your channel. I hope we could do this again. And
definitely.
We have some door knocking to do in the next couple of weeks also, because I know that you enjoyed knocking doors with me and visiting the Hispanic businesses that are within the district, within the new congressional district 10 and the new state house district 43. So thank you so much, Tuan Lee. You're doing something really great here. God bless you, and thank you for having me here in your show.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to have you here today, and you had done a great job. And then we have a good experience with door knock, and we will do it again. It's awesome. But like what JJ has mentioned, innovation from seaweed. That is because myself, I used to design water and wastewater. We need to look at environmental and innovate them. Not AOC. Green New Deal is trashy.
Yes.
It doesn't work. If you want to go from here, from here to here, you have to have a step. You cannot jump. It doesn't work that way. Yes, innovation is good, but we need to know how to do it.
Yes.
I had done work for water and wastewater. I know what I have to do for our country, and I did work in oil and gas industry as well. So we will come back another show, because JJ and I can talk all day. We have a lockup come, and we have a lockup topic to mention. But next time we will talk more and different topic. But today, I would like to say thank you, JJ, coming here today, and thank you for watching us. And please donate us. And how you say vote for Tuan Lee and JJ in Spanish?
Voten por Tuan Lee y para JJ Rodríguez, Tuan Lee para el Congreso Distrito 10 y JJ Rodríguez para la Cámara de Representantes Distrito 43. Acuérdate,